Okay, hey guys, welcome back. As you left last your hero, uh, I was going through the schematic of uh, the 501, the Aviola 501, and the 509, and that's the only schematics that's available. And of course, this is a 502, and I've been talking to a friend of mine who's got a 503, and we've been going through the schematics, and I've found a few little discrepancies like values, but that may be just from the fact that that's what they had on hand at the time. But all in all, it goes pretty close to the schematic of the 501. The one thing I did find that was, and it really not a big issue, is in the heater circuits, the order that it runs to the tubes. There's two tubes. It's flip flop, but I mean it doesn't make any difference. It might have been a design or whatever to limit the current on one or the other. I don't know, but it might have been just the way they did it with this particular model. We were comparing cabinets and what have you with these Aviolas, and the way I understand it, the cabinets were made by different people locally. So it's like I've got a radio, I need a cabinet, and they put it in, and there you go. But I've put a resistor in. That had been burned out. Been checking it. I've been checking these capacitors. I thought this filter capacitors. It's three in here. They it's pop ribbed it in, and all the solder joints in here doesn't look tampered with. Some of the capacitors are deep in there. I believe these are the original capacitors. Now I've checked some of them. And two or three, four, five of them have been within tolerance, but that doesn't mean they're not leaking or what have you. So I'm gonna, and don't try this at home. I'm gonna fire this thing up, and I've cleaned it up a little bit, patched a little bit of the speaker. I got two new tubes, cleaned it up just a tad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cleaned up this inductor. This tuning inductor. It works smoothly now. It was locked up when I first got it. This is one of my little toys. Maybe you can see it. I bought it and I was going to mount it in a panel and so that I could plug my rigs into it or my radios into it and bring them up and watch the amperage and the wattage and the voltage. And I didn't do enough research on it, and what happened was it takes 80 to 250 volts. Well, what happens between 0 and 80 volts? You're not monitoring any voltage or any amperage. So what I end up doing with this, till I've got some more that I'm going to build up. I got some meters, some analog meters I'm going to build up into a test panel probably next week or so. And what I'm going to do is right now I've just got it hooked to 110 volts and 120 volts, and I got the pickup coil onto the power supply or the cable cord going to the radio. So I'll be watching the current, and I'll be monitoring the voltage on my Variac with that. So I'm going to bring it up slowly, and we're going to see what we're going to come up with. I expect some hum. But we'll be watching for the smoke to escape from the components and any noises or anything like that. So we're going to start it out real slow. We're going to probably start out, go to 25, monitor it, go to 50, 75, 25 increments. So we'll see that. We'll turn this on. We got a little over a volt on the Variac, and so we're going to bring it up. Don't see any. Okay, I've got it at about 25 volts. We're bringing about 130 milliamps, about 15 watts or so. I don't see any smoke, hear anything. So let's bring it on up to about 50-ish. and see. Alright, we're still setting at about 120 milliamps, 15 watts, 50 volts. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Here's the Howard 400X that I've been redoing, and I'm waiting on some glass for the front, and should have it Monday, and I put the grill cloth in today, and so hopefully I'll have that thrown together next week. This will be totally off the bench, and I concentrate all on this. Alright, no smoke. What I do have is a little bit of glow in my dial light. So, alright, let's go up to 75. Still 150 milliamps, 17 watts. I'm hearing a little buzz. Alright. Thought I heard something there. I'm wanting to hear something, I guess. Alright, still setting good, 150 milliamps. Let's run it up to 100. Alright, there's 100. That's 190 milliamps. Oh, looks like I may have a bad spot in my volume control. Alright, 190 milliamps. See if you can still see it. Hear it. Little distortion. Definitely some hum, as you can hear. Yeah, definitely. I don't think clean that potentiometer. If it's just got a bad spot in it, and may have to replace it. I don't know. It's going up to about 120 volts. About 119 volts. That'll be good enough for now. Alright. Getting some noise from my lamp. Definitely got problems with that. See if I can get anything else. I'm afraid I'm going to overload the camera here with noise. Definitely. I don't have a real good setup. Got a little GoPro camera going here, and just a small, it's the microphone built in that, so it overloads the audio on the video sometimes. So definitely got some action here. No smoke, running 220 milliamps, 26 watts. It's rated at 30 watts. So no major flaws right now. I'm going to have to go in, fix this potentiometer, maybe clean it, maybe replace it, who knows, and recap it. And I think a lot, I know so, all the hum and maybe a little bit of that distortion will go away. Alright, that's it for now. Don't try this at home. I am a untrained professional. Don't know what I'm doing. But, you know, there's always the temptation of firing it up. But you do that after you do a lot of checks and you got a lot of safety nets in place there. Alright, that's it for now. I'll be working on the cabinet next week and have the recap and everything on this a little bit later on. So, I appreciate you for watching. And I've cleaned up the schematic a little bit on the 501. This is not a real good copy, but I cleaned the numbers up and the component numbers up and everything like that, so it's something readable. So if anybody needs one for an Aviola, just send me a message and I'll be happy to email you one or mail you one in the mail. It doesn't matter. Alright, like I say, thanks for watching, And keep up with me. And if you got any comments or any ideas, let me know. I'll be building a brand new cabinet pretty much on this thing for later. All right, thanks.